We're inside the top 5 of the Notre Dame's most important players of the 2020 season, a list by the blueandgold.com staff. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the outstanding rover, comes in right at number 4, Lou. Man, the hype for this guy is real going into the season, and it's all well-deserved.
If you would have said this to us last year at this time that, going into 2020, he'd be one of your top 5 players, I would have said, wow, that's pretty darn unrealistic at this point. Because as a freshman, I mean, he came in, I believe he was like 16 years old, turned 17 when he was at Notre Dame. So he was like a Romeo Okwara who came in way too young. As Lou Holtz liked to say, that he's going to be the only graduate of the school who can't celebrate with a drink afterwards or so because he's not old enough. But he was on special teams as a freshman during that August camp on all of them. But they decided, okay, we're not going to do what we did with Romeo Okwara. Let him grow, let him develop. And then in 2018, as a sophomore, he got injured, I think, in the second week and was, again, unable to make any appearances on the field. So for him to suddenly be thrust into that starting rover position last year, and in that opener against Louisville, you saw a number of mistakes, but you also said, wow, that is the prototype. When the creator, God created a rover position, when he put together the mold, Jeremiah fit that. He can blitz off the edge. He can cover a slot guy. He didn't have to come off last year in third down situations. He was kind of the big nickel in that alignment. He's physical enough to stop the run. The closing speed is superb. And look, that's why he's ranked by Todd McShay as the 17th best draft eligible player in 2021.
I'm not sure what else there is really to say about him, Lou. When you look at if you took him off the roster, how does that impact? It would be a devastating blow to Notre Dame's linebackers corps. If he reaches all the expectations, it would be a huge boost to Notre Dame's team. I mean, he is just a pivotal piece of Notre Dame's success this season, Lou.
He was playing more so on just sheer athletic ability and just instincts last year. Now that he's got, another year under Clark Lee to grow into, you saw it as the year progressed. He was becoming more and more impactful, dominated in the Camping World Bowl against Iowa State in that victory. I don't want to say that if you lose him, it's like season's over or anything, because Paul Moala is somebody that they've talked about too, is we got to find a way to get him on the field too. And I think there was even some talk of either moving Jeremiah or Paul over to the Buck linebacker position, just as they did the 2 previous years with Drew Tranquil moving from starting rover to starting Buck his 5th year, and then last year Asmar Bilal moving from starting rover to starting Buck in his 5th year. And it's like, okay, the natural course is for Jeremiah also to have even more impact at Buck, which is a more active position. But, Clark Lee has pretty much put that off his radar because he said he fits, he checks every single element that you want. And there's enough good competition at Buck linebacker where you'll find an answer, but you have the answer at the rover position. But at the same time, I want to give credit to Paul Moala too, is that that's somebody the coaching staff is very confident as far as being able to step in and also be effective at the position. But right now, Jeremiah definitely demonstrates that star power.